Welcome to Witches in Yoga Pants, your cozy corner of the cosmos where modern magic meets everyday life. We're here to explore magic, mindfulness, and personal growth with a grounded, no-fluff vibe. Whether you're into moon rituals, tarot spreads, or just trying to survive Mercury retrograde, you are in the right place. So get ready to disrupt some old patterns, explore what it means to reclaim your power, and remember who you really are. So pull up your yoga mat, light a candle, and let's get into it. Welcome back. This is part 3 of our Archangel series. And before we move forward, I want to take a moment to gently re-anchor what we've been building together. Throughout this series, we've been exploring archangels, and this is a gentle reminder that they don't show up through one fixed form, gender, or experience. They meet us through sensation, intuition, timing, insight, and subtle shifts in our awareness. Because of that, there is no single correct way to experience an archangel. And what matters most is resonance. So pay attention to what you feel drawn to and what supports you where you are right now. Archangels don't override free will. They respond to intention and invitation. And often the way they support us becomes clearer in the quiet unfolding of our everyday life. In this final episode of this series, we'll be exploring 3 more archangels: Archangel Jophiel, Archangel Haniel, and Archangel Raziel. When we move into the energy of Archangel Jophiel, the tone is soft. There's a lightness to her presence. Her energy is gently uplifting. Jophiel's energy feels like a reminder that beauty, joy, and perspective are still available even when life feels heavy. Jophiel works closely with emotional balance and positive thinking. Her energy doesn't ask us to pretend that everything's fine. Instead, she helps shift perception just enough so that you can see what's already working, what's still beautiful, and what's worthy of appreciation. Sometimes this feels like putting on rose-colored glasses to soften the sharp edges. And this does not mean to ignore reality, but just viewing it through a softer lens. One of the most common signs people associate Jophiel with is roses. Seeing them unexpectedly, smelling them when none are physically present, or just feeling drawn to their symbolism. Beauty itself is often a signal. A sudden awareness of color, texture, light, or harmony can be a way that her energy makes itself known. Jophiel uplifts emotions in a very natural way. Her presence often brings laughter, lightness, happiness, and joy. She's especially supportive during periods of emotional heaviness, sadness, or depression, and helps release stagnant or negative energy. Another powerful aspect of Jophiel's energy is her work around body image, self-esteem, and self-care. She often helps shift the way we see ourselves and helps us to move away from criticism and comparison and moves us towards compassion and appreciation. Her energy encourages care of the body, to treat it as something deserving of beauty, gentleness, and respect. Creativity and artistic expression also falls under Jophiel's guidance. She supports art, design, writing, and any form of creative expression that brings beauty into the world. But beyond traditional creativity, she also helps with the art of living well. This means creating a life that feels aesthetically pleasing, emotionally nourishing, and aligned with personal values. Jophiel is often associated with feng shui, an energetic harmony within physical spaces. She helps reduce clutter, restore order, and create environments that feel supportive rather than draining. Her approach to organization is intentional, clearing space to invite ease, flow, and inspiration back in. Signs of Jophiel's presence often appear as small, joyful details like ladybugs, rose petals, pink butterflies, and moments of unexpected beauty that catch your attention. Her color is commonly experienced as fuchsia pink, vibrant, warm, and heart-opening, though some perceive, myself included, her energy as a softer, paler pink. Both expressions carry the same essence. She's uplifting, compassionate, and graceful. When Jophiel shows up, there's often a subtle emotional shift. Things don't necessarily change all at once, but they feel lighter. Your perspectives widen, and the heart opens just enough to remember that joy is still possible. When we step into the energy of Archangel Haniel, her presence feels lunar. It's reflective, intuitive, and deeply attuned to the unseen rhythms that move beneath the surface of our lives. Haniel, as you might have guessed, is closely connected to the moon and to psychic and intuitive gifts. Her energy supports going within, listening deeply, and developing personal understanding rather than seeking answers outside of ourselves. Where some archangels bring clarity through illumination, Haniel brings clarity through reflection. She is known to have a close relationship with Archangel Metatron, and you can feel that connection in her energy. Where Metatron brings structure and containment, Haniel brings flow and receptivity. Together, they support sensitivity in a way that feels both held and expansive. Haniel often appears as a pale, silvery blue, cool, luminous, and calming. Some experience her as carrying strong goddess or high priestess energy. Often, she's envisioned with white hair that feels ancient, yet youthful at the same time. She's strongly associated with moonstone and other lunar symbolism, which reflects her work with intuition, emotional cycles, and psychic gifts, especially those that unfold slowly and organically. She encourages trust in inner knowing, dreams, and intuition. Haniel also supports graceful ways of being that support behavior, communication, and self-expression. Her energy encourages softness without weakness, boundaries without hardness, and self-respect without rigidity. She works closely with natural and holistic healing modalities. Haniel aids naturopathic doctors, homeopaths, herbalists, and those drawn to plant-based or energetic remedies. Her influence is especially strong around women's health issues, hormonal balance, menstrual cycles, fertility, and emotional components of physical well-being. Haniel also supports emotional and energetic self-care. She encourages rest, nourishment, and honoring the body's rhythms rather than overriding them. For those who struggle with burnout, insomnia, nightmares, or restless sleep, Haniel's energy can bring a sense of calm, safety, and reassurance. Another powerful aspect of Haniel's work is shadow exploration. She helps us gently explore the parts of ourselves that we might avoid, not to judge or fix them, but to understand them. Through her light, shadow becomes information, pain becomes insight, and what was hidden becomes integrated. Haniel helps us discover our truth and find the courage to speak it with grace and alignment. She supports authenticity that feels embodied. She also connects to astrology and astronomy, reflecting her attunement to cycles, timing, and cosmic rhythms. Haniel reminds us that we are not separate from the universe. We are moving with it, whether we're conscious of it or not. When we move into the energy of Archangel Raziel, the quality of awareness shifts again, this time into something more expansive and multidimensional. Raziel's energy is often experienced as a rainbow or prismatic light, not a single color, but many, and they're shifting, refracting, and layered. Some people quite literally experience Raziel through rainbows, appearing at unexpected moments, as if the presence announces itself through light broken open into its full spectrum. Raziel is known as the keeper of secrets and hidden knowledge. In mystical traditions, it is said that Raziel stands so close to the throne of God that he overhears the workings of creation itself and writes them down. He is described as the recorder of divine intelligence, holding the blueprints of how the universe functions beneath what we can see. Because of this, Raziel carries an energy of deep knowing and an understanding that feels ancient, encoded, but yet familiar on a soul level. When Raziel is present, insight doesn't feel new, it feels remembered. Raziel helps us access spiritual understanding of esoteric concepts that might otherwise feel confusing or abstract. Sacred geometry, alchemy, quantum physics, numerology, symbolism, and metaphysical systems fall under his domain. He helps these ideas land in ways that feel embodied and understood. His energy is especially supportive for those who feel drawn to spiritual study, pattern recognition, or deeper mechanics of reality. Raziel doesn't overwhelm with information, but rather reveals it when you're ready to receive it. Raziel also works closely with creativity and manifestation, often in partnership with Archangel Ariel. Where Ariel brings courage, movement, and alignment into the physical world, Raziel brings the blueprint, the underlying structure that turns inspired ideas into something real. And he helps translate vision into form. Another aspect of Raziel's work is clearing spiritual and psychic blocks. So when insight feels clouded, Raziel can help remove what's obscuring awareness, as he's deeply connected to dreams and dream interpretation. Many people experience his guidance through symbolic dreams, vivid imagery, or messages that unfold over time. He helps decode the language of the subconscious, revealing meaning hidden beneath surface narratives, and is behind many aha moments. Past life work also falls within Raziel's domain. He assists with regressions, memory recall, and healing trauma carried across lifetimes. For those who feel drawn to past life exploration or who experience patterns that don't seem to originate in this lifetime, Raziel's energy can help bring understanding, release, and integration. Rather than reopening those old wounds, Raziel helps contextualize them, and trauma becomes information. What once felt fragmented begins to make sense within a much larger story. At the core of Raziel's energy is divine wisdom that aids in the remembering that this is something that already exists within you. Raziel doesn't give answers as much as he reminds you how to access them. When Raziel shows up, there's often a sense that something is being revealed at exactly the right moment. So, as we come to a close in this third and final episode in Archangel series, I want to invite you to pause for a moment and notice what's stayed with you. Throughout this series, we've explored archangelic energy as support that meets us through perception, intuition, timing, emotion, and awareness. And here in this final part with Jophiel, Haniel, and Raziel, that support becomes more subtle, kind of inward, but not less profound. Jophiel reminds us that beauty, joy, and perspective are available even when life feels heavy, and that tending to our own inner and outer worlds is an act of self-respect. Haniel invites us inward into rhythm, intuition, and emotional truth, and encourages us to honor our cycles and care for ourselves with grace. And Raziel opens the door to deeper understanding, reminding us that wisdom, insight, and knowing already live within us, waiting to be remembered. You don't need to work with all of these energies, and you don't need to understand everything we've talked about. Often the archangel that you're most drawn to reflects what your system is ready for right now. And sometimes simply being aware is enough. My hope is that you walk away feeling a little more supported, a little more curious, and a little more trusting of your own inner guidance. You don't have to have it all figured out. You're allowed to receive help, and you're allowed to experience support in ways that make sense to you. So until next time, know that you're supported. Pay attention to the subtle ways guidance appears and trust the wisdom meeting you where you are now. Take what you've heard today even further by joining my newsletter community. Each week, you'll receive journal prompts and reflections connected to the episode that are designed to guide you in bringing these conversations off the podcast and into your own journey. Let's keep going deeper together. The link is waiting for you below.